Hello friends, my name is Jake Montanez and this is my self-publishing blog, and in this video I wanted to talk about how I approach writing. Now, when I first started writing years and years and years ago, I've talked about this before. It was on a Magic the Gathering website, and we all wrote little snippets of a story. They weren't really even chapter length or anything like that. But we worked kind of together, referencing other people's portions of the story in order to come up with a slightly cohesive narrative, which is hard to do, and everybody's doing their own independent thing. Um, but the way I was treating it back then and the way I kind of treat it now is that every little portion that I'm writing, I treat it as kind of a short story. I want to have some sort of beginning, middle, and an end, and hopefully the character or characters learn or accomplish or discover something that helps put the narrative a little bit further. Um, every chapter that I write, I try to have a goal of 2,000 words. That's, I think, about a moderate amount of words for a chapter. I don't worry about a page count, but I think that adds up to, when I'm writing it in Google Docs or in Microsoft Word, about 4 pages, 4.5 pages, something like that. So I can kind of eyeball it and guess how far I've gotten. The short story thing is kind of important to me because I also kind of have a mental uh, goal in my head about what's the word I'm looking for here. It's a story prompt, really. What am I trying? I'm prompting myself in this chapter. What am I trying to accomplish? So that's what I'm trying to do when I write that chapter. I also have in mind the bigger overall reach of the story itself and where I would like the characters to go. But I'm a discovery writer. I talked about before how I'm a pantser. I write by the seat of my pants. I don't know where the story actually is going to go until I'm sitting down writing it. I just know I've got a destination 3,000 miles away or 80,000 words away, and I've got a long way to go to get there. And when I sit down and think about it, I'm not going to dwell on the entire journey itself. I'm just going to go where the road takes me. And if I meander all over the place, then I meander all over the place. That's what editing is for. Or if I decide I'm straying too far from the path that I want my characters to be going on, I can kind of stop, redirect, and go back to where I need to. Um, most of the time that I've been writing this particular story of mine for Lightblessed, um, I had no idea where I was going the first time around. That was my alpha build that I did back in November of 2021. And that in itself was about 80,000 words when I was finished up with it. And when I went back and was rereading it, I decided, hey, I wanted to expand the side character, Daitan's story, quite a bit and explore more about his aspect, how shamans work in the world. And that just led me to a near complete rewrite. I've definitely been straying from the original story a bit. Now that I'm about halfway to 2/3 of the way through the second book. Um, but I have that framework. It's like basically having my alpha is a glorified outline at this point. I have everything kind of there already, but now I'm filling in details. I noticed where I had things missing from my world building, so I went back and added those in. And now, after I've got the edit back, I need to fit those world building pieces in a little bit better. I guess I didn't do quite as good of a job as I thought I had, or maybe I just got it up more in my head. Um, but that's the approach I take to writing. Figure out where the story is going to go, have that end point, and then allow the story to take me where I'm going. And then with each chapter, I'm just fitting in the pieces or finding the pieces and clicking them into place until I get there. I'm building the road brick by brick until I reach my destination. If this has been of use to you, that's great. I would like it if you drop me a like or a subscribe, or even just a comment down below on how you guys approach your writing. And I'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching.